On October 25, 2025, in the glittering city of Paris, two very different worlds collided in one high-profile moment. Pop icon Katy Perry and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stepped out together publicly for the first time, effectively announcing what many had long whispered: their relationship is real. As cameras flashed, Katy wore a striking red gown, shimmering under the Paris lights, while Justin opted for a dark suit and open collar, looking relaxed but unmistakably present. They walked hand in hand from the legendary cabaret club Crazy Horse Paris, where they celebrated Katy's 41st birthday. A fan handed her a rose, the crowd began to chant "Happy Birthday," and the moment became instant headline gold. But this night did not happen in a vacuum. Earlier this summer, the two were spotted together in Montreal. On July 28th, they shared dinner at an upscale restaurant. And 2 days later, in the audience of Katy's Lifetime's tour stop, Trudeau was seen cheering her on. Their chemistry had been simmering for months, while both were navigating major life chapters. Katy, after her split with actor Orlando Bloom, and Justin, after stepping down as Canada's Liberal leader, a global media figure, father of three, and now private citizen navigating the next act of his life. Their coming together blends entertainment and politics in a way few partnerships do. Public reaction has been swift, layered, and far from uniform. On one hand, devoted Katy fans celebrated the glamorous pairing. This is their idol looking happy, radiant, and loved. On the other hand, political observers raised pointed questions about a former leader dating a global superstar. Optics, power dynamics, media scrutiny. Late-night shows have already begun to riff on it. Jokes about diplomacy, backstage concerts, and the world's most unexpected power couple. Meanwhile, culture writers are scratching their heads and smiling. The pairing is deliciously unexpected. For all the glamour, it's also oddly fitting. Two high-profile individuals, each defined by reinvention, now navigating public romance together. Inside sources say the attraction was immediate. The sources describe an instant connection, conversations that flowed, mutual admiration, and two people who looked at each other as equals rather than as star and ex-politician. One source reportedly said he was refreshed by how naturally Katy treated him. She appreciated how he treated her as someone apart from her celebrity. Time zones, touring schedules, and parenting responsibilities complicate the picture. After all, Katy is mid-tour and Justin adjusting to life beyond the PM's office. But the early signs point to something more than a fling. The birthday outing in Paris is more than one-night story. It's the public seal on weeks of behind-the-scenes connection and strategic visibility. Birthdays are personal and meaningful, and choosing to appear together on that night is a statement of intent. We are together. The cabaret setting, hand-in-hand exit, rose in hand, it all looks cinematic. Meanwhile, their earlier Montreal dinner and yacht photos provided the scaffolding, the behind-the-curtain whispers now dusted with spotlight. Let's break down the timeline because this story didn't just pop out of nowhere. It's been quietly unfolding for months. It all started back on July 28th, 2025, in Montreal. That's when Katy and Justin were first spotted having dinner together. Just the two of them, deep in conversation, smiles all around. It was subtle, but sharp-eyed fans immediately caught on. Something was definitely brewing. Then, just 2 days later, on July 30th, Trudeau showed up at Katy's concert in the same city. He wasn't hiding either. He was right there in the VIP section, cheering her on. Fans caught videos, and before the night was over, Twitter was already buzzing with "Justin at Katy's show" posts. After that, the two went quiet for a while. August and September were what insiders called the low-key phase. They were still meeting up, but away from cameras, away from crowds. Think private dinners, FaceTimes, maybe a few secret getaways. People close to them said it was the early stage where things were just starting to get serious. Then came the big spark, October 11th, off the coast of Santa Barbara. Paparazzi cameras caught them kissing on Katy's yacht, soaking in the sun, totally relaxed. That's when curiosity turned into confirmation. Suddenly, it wasn't just rumors. The world had pictures. A couple of days later, on October 13th and 14th, while performing in London, Katy joked on stage about her history of falling for Englishmen. Fans couldn't help but think it was a playful hint. Maybe even a subtle message that her heart had moved on, and perhaps towards someone a little more Canadian. And finally, October 25th to 26th, the big one, Paris, Katy's 41st birthday. She and Trudeau walked out of the famous cabaret club Crazy Horse Paris, hand in hand, surrounded by flashes and cheers. It wasn't a rumor anymore, it wasn't speculation, it was real. Their first public appearance as a couple, and what a way to make it official. Each milestone shifted the story a little further, from interesting to likely to official. And the media embraced every twist, the yacht photos, the birthday roses, the gig jokes. It's all fodder. When we examine the personalities and life chapters of each, the relationship takes on some intriguing depth. Katy has been through fame's wild ride, chart toppers, stage spectacles, high-profile relationships, a child, and now a world tour. Justin has likewise lived through high stakes, running a country, constant media presence, fathering 3 children, public marital separation. For both, there's reinvention. She as artist and mom, he as former PM and dad looking at the next chapter. That shared space of transition perhaps creates the context for connection, 2 people accustomed to spotlight and reinvention, choosing to step into something together. And, of course, there's the power of optics. In celebrity culture, visuals matter. The hand-holding, the red dress, the rose, the famous club in Paris, the walking out into waiting cars. Each frame tells a story. The choice of Paris, a city synonymous with romance, makes it feel cinematic. The timing, her birthday, turns an outing into a highlight. And the fact that the image went global instantly ensures this is now part of cultural conversation, not just entertainment news. Let's talk quotes and reactions. While neither Katy nor Justin has made a full, detailed statement confirming the relationship, the public display speaks volumes. One fan tweeted, "They might as well put up the sign, we've been waiting to see this happen." Another late-night host quipped, "Diplomacy just got a new event. Katy Perry meets Justin Trudeau. World peace optional." A culture writer wrote that the union makes so little sense, it makes total sense, pointing to how unexpected pairings sometimes end up being the most resonant. What about the critics? Some have questioned the optics. A former political pundit commented that when public figures form relationships with celebrities, the divide between private life and public persona shifts significantly. Others pointed out the age difference, 41 and 53, and the different life paths as potential sources of friction or public scrutiny. Yet others celebrated the possibility of a high-profile couple using their platform to redefine fame and personal connection, rather than simply feeding tabloids. From a media strategy perspective, one can't help but notice the smoothness of the reveal. After months of speculation, the big, first outing is elegant, controlled, and viral. It's the kind of story that social media and entertainment news devour. For Katy, on her tour and in the midst of career momentum, the moment adds a personal headline to her professional one. For Justin, now transitioning from politics to whatever comes next, it marks a shift in public identity. Former leader, now part of a global celebrity coupling. What happens next is wide open. Will we see more joint appearances? Will they issue a shared statement or keep letting the media interpret the visuals? Will Katy slow down her tour to spend more time with Justin? Or will Justin step into more of the spotlight alongside her? Parenting logistics matter here. Both have children and co-parenting commitments, so the reality of couple life for them will involve travel, schedules, negotiations. Their next steps will tell us if this is a long-term relationship or simply a high-profile chapter in 2 dynamic lives. For fans of Katy, there is the excitement of seeing her vibrancy, her confidence, and now a romantic chapter opening publicly. For watchers of Justin, there is intrigue, the former politician embracing a more unconventional path, choosing a partner from the celebrity world. For both, the public has grant and expectation. These moments are shared, scrutinized, and interpreted. The relationship starts in the public realm and will continue there unless they intentionally pull away. Emotionally, there's something to witness here beyond headline grabbing. Two people who've been in the spotlight, who know fame, scrutiny, identity, parenting, reinvention, coming together. If you listen to how insiders described it, there's a hint of relief in their connection. Someone who understands the unusual life they each lead. Katy's touring, cameras, stage persona. Justin's life in politics, then transition, world attention. That shared element may form the glue of their story. At the same time, there's the inevitable awkwardness and complexity. When a former prime minister and a global pop star date, the media attention is intense. Privacy becomes a luxury. Every handshake, every exit from a vehicle, every Instagram post will be dissected. They're two individuals with big public lives. Their union amplifies that. There's expectation that they'll manage it deliberately, that the romance will become not just a personal story, but a cultural one. In the bigger narrative of celebrity relationships, this pairing stands out because it's not another musician and actor, but a musician and a politician. That adds dimension, layers of public interest and conversation about power, identity, fame, reinvention. Some will see it as a fresh story of unexpected romance. Others will view it through media optics. Is this strategic? Will the sparkle fade once the tour ends or the cameras slow down? Time will tell. For now, the takeaway is this. The first public appearance in Paris is a milestone. It's the moment the whispers turned into a spotlight. It's the visual confirmation of what had been quietly evolving. It's a statement of intent, at least in the narrative sense, and it positions Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau as a couple who are prepared for the cameras, the headlines, and the culture moment that follows. If you're rooting for them, you'll want to keep an eye on how they handle joint appearances. Will they walk side by side at red carpets? Will they post side-by-side selfies? Will there be an interview or talk show sit-down? If you're more cautious, you may wait to see how they balance their lives, their careers, their children, and how the public gaze affects the private bond. Here's a quick personal reflection. On stage, Katy inspires. In politics, Justin led. Now, together, they invite us into a new chapter, both of them rewriting what it means to be in the public eye and in love. It's messy, unique, glamorous, and real, all at once. And as viewers, we get to watch the next act unfold. So what should you do next? Keep your eyes peeled for their next joint appearance. Watch Katy on tour and note if Justin appears in audience or at post-show events. Look for Instagram moments, listen to interviews, and pay attention to how both their worlds, music and politics, collide in the media narrative ahead. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.